All right, guys. Club Top Shot Tuesday on a holiday week. Lots to discuss. We got gift back. Do not call it rake back. We have deck the hoops. We have all kinds of stuff going on in NFT and DeFi as usual. Let's do it. Damien, you can retire. Let's call up Steve Kerr right now. Tell him you're done. 3-on-2 game.
Oh, I'm an incredible basketball player. Awful shooter. Awful shooter.
Nasty jumper.
Would you ever gamble on shooting?
Here we go.
Me.
Let's see.
We got jaw lighting up again.
On that note, let me go.
All right.
Club Top Shop going up on a Tuesday.
Love. I'm working on starting to put together like a highlight clip just from all the shows on my channel this year. And today I was pulling a clip that I was surprised we didn't have, and people were like, "Oh, you have to have Pete Jennings in the hospital room." And for some reason I didn't have a clip of that. So I downloaded that episode and I was rewatching that back, and Pete talking about an epidural from the hospital room while we were talking about pack drops was just an absolute blast from the past there in February. So how are we doing tonight, fellas? How are we doing?
We're good. I'm fresh off vacation. I got back from a trip yesterday and feeling good. I discovered Ted Lasso while away. When I say discovered, I mean I mean the 8,000 tweets that cross my timeline daily finally crossed through my thick skull, and I decided to watch it. And
how good?
It's very good. It's very good.
It's magic. Yeah. It's like the one. It was like the one bright thing that happened during COVID.
Yeah, great show. What a nice guy.
Where did you go on vacation? I knew you were on vacation. I didn't ever hear where you were about.
I went to a beach.
Yeah,
believe it or not.
It's the pinball exhibit. He went to a pinball exhibit.
I did not go to a pinball exhibit. I was in Anguilla, which I didn't know much about until 2 weeks ago when we booked the trip, and 1 week ago when I was there through yesterday.
Awesome. Yeah. How big?
It was great.
You have to have what, 100K collector score to get in to Anguilla?
You have to have, I kid you not, extensive COVID proof of vaccine and negative test. It was like a 3-hour long process to fill out the paperwork to get into St. Martin and then Anguilla. That's the trip you have to make. It was a process.
Sounds rough, man. We definitely feel for you. Andy, how are you doing tonight? It is Forward Hat Night tonight on Club Top Shot. Jack did not get the memo. Andy, how you doing?
I'm good. Been like very, very busy. Currently floor listing some NFTs to do a little tax loss harvesting. Had some tabs open I needed to clear. But no, I got a negative COVID test today, which is great. So I'm going to hermit up until after the holidays. I was worried about that.
What was that? You're going to what?
I'm going to be a hermit. I'm going to hermit up. Until I go to my parents on Christmas Eve. I legitimately think, I'm pretty sure the last 5 times I have hung out with someone, I have gotten a text from them a few days later saying, "Hey, I tested positive for COVID." Like as most recently as
everyone,
like Sunday. Yeah,
literally everyone.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I guess since I had it in October, it's not. I've had it recently enough that maybe my body's doing all right, but fortunately, negative tests for me.
Andy, can we get it again? We had COVID at the same time. I'm unclear on whether or not we can actually get it or not.
My roommate who had it got it again, tested positive.
I have one friend who's got it 3 times. He said he's collecting he said he's collecting the variants like Infinity Stones.
Yeah, the disease is so nice you had to get it thrice.
His collector score is incredible. He's an
early adopter too.
Andy, huge congrats in order on alphabetically headlining VCon in Minnesota coming up.
Yeah, it was huge for me. I had to text my mom and say thanks.
I didn't notice it. Mike cut you down to size very quickly in our group chat. That was an alphabet. I was like, Mila Kunis is on line 5 and Andy is headlining VCon.
Wait, Kunis is going to be there?
Yeah, exactly. I assume Andy and Mila Kunis will be at some kind of cocktail hour together. But to me, in my warped Web3 2021 NFT brain, it didn't seem that abnormal. I'm like, of course, Andy. I was like, it's kind of weird that Gary Vee isn't higher up there, but like it checks out.
Yeah, it's like his conference and all, but
I'm sorry.
I love that.
I'm sorry.
Mike's gonna submit his like speaker thing as like 000x
There was one place in Midtown that made their name. The restaurant started with an A. They put an extra A at the beginning of their seamless name so they would be first on the alphabetical. It was genius.
It's absolutely genius. Jack, are you down in Florida now?
I'm down in Florida. I'm getting all the vibes because this is where Club Top Shot started, was with these ugly plain walls. We fought through Wi-Fi problems. We did our first conversation in my kitchen. So the memes are coming back. It's officially a year since we've really been in the Top Shot streets.
Yeah, I was actually texting Clay about that earlier, coming up on our 1-year anniversary. I need to check the date on it. It's like second or third week of January. So we're going to have to plan stuff out. I'm going to touch base with our friends over at Underdog. We still have a little bit of a marketing and giveaway budget to drain here that we're going to have some fun with. And so, yeah, we'll have to cook something up for the year anniversary. But it does truly seem wild that it has been almost a year that we've been going down this rabbit hole. And I know for you guys who are in Top Shot before me, it's been, you guys are probably coming up on your year anniversary. Do you guys have any preemptive?
I'm on long-term gains, baby, on some of my moments.
Long-term gains? Not your Emmanuel Quickly's, though. He hasn't been.
No. Those are short-term tax harvesting.
Yeah. Are you, Andy, Mike, you guys getting super sentimental? Been in Top Shot for over a year now?
Well, actually,
Andy and I crossed a year a while ago. Yeah.
That's what I said. Did you get
there was actually, I sold one of my LeBron James and MGLEs, and I was looking at it, and I 100% bought it when Mike and I and Steve Veerman all bought 2 LeBron James MGLEs at the same time to bring the floor from like $300 to like $900.
Wow.
And that it was like a coordinated effort. And I saw that yesterday when it sold, and I was like, "Oh wow,
yeah, I love it.
The good old days.
I love it." Yeah. We got called out in the Discord. People weren't happy with us actually at the time. They felt like it was market
People
manipulation.
in the Top Shot Discord were upset about something.
Yeah. I have 2 Andy comments. Andy, first of all, are you sure you don't have COVID? You kind of sound like shit. Second of all, I haven't talked to you since, at least in person, since you got engaged. So congratulations. I know it came up in the last episode, but I missed that one. So that's very exciting news. Love Allie, and officially a welcome to the Club Top Shot family by marriage to Allie. First by friendship, now by marriage.
Yeah, I'm losing my voice because I've been on calls for like 9 hours today.
Maybe
it's COVID.
What do you want?
Mike's
Andy
like rooting for Andy to have COVID.
No, I'm not rooting for Andy to have COVID. I just every single person I know.
All of a sudden, Mike's
he wants you gone, Andy. That way your moment.
No, this is me saying everyone has COVID right now.
Yeah,
probably.
Actually, I haven't gotten back my PCR test yet. I only got back my rapid, so who knows?
Mike, does the word tax harvesting, does that even register for you? Do you not even know what that means?
I know what that means. What?
Are you tax harvesting anything yourself? Are you selling anything for losses, Mike?
Yes.
Okay, what did you sell?
Well, I have a few NFTs. I don't know if those are losses. Those just don't really move.
Sounds like a loss.
No, they're. I scooped another one of those like a few weeks ago. No, but what did I sell for a loss?
People want to know what
I had a groupies.
You sold the groupies?
Yeah, I'm out.
Those are going to the moon. What are you doing, bud?
Are they? Okay, I'll get one on January 1st. Actually, I can get another one now. You can wash trade, but whatever. I sold that. I've got a few NFTs that are literally zero. I got some like weird ones along the way that I'm going to package up into a nice OpenSea bundle and sell to a friend for 0.0001 ETH. If any of you wants to be that friend and I rebuy yours in exchange, I'm happy to do that. We've got 10 days to do it. But yeah, I'll be doing some of that. I don't have enormous gains. I haven't sold that much this year, but it would be nice to offset some with some of the toilet paper shit that I have in my account.
Yeah, I don't have massive gains from NFTs. My issue is like from the taxable events going in and out of different like farms and shit. That's what hits me. Where it's like, oh yeah, you turned your ETH into some random shitcoin trading pair and all. That's like a taxable event. Right. And just because ETH had gone up over the period of time, I'm getting hit with some pretty gnarly capital gains this year. So yeah, I'm trying to find stuff to sell. It's rough.
Tax talk is so hot right now in the NFT world. We plugged it last week, but definitely check out Allie and her partner's contribution on Lucky Trader. Some ideas there for tax harvesting. Definitely something to be thinking about here over the next 10 days. Still tilting that Mike shipped one of his groupies. I mean, dude, the vibes on the groupies are just so fucking chill, dude.
Mine had like the Molly. Mine is one of these.
Mike, have you ever done Molly?
This is a family-friendly show. We don't talk about drugs on the show, do we?
Yeah. Come on. Just answer. Have you ever done Molly?
Family-friendly show. Pack Rip's watching.
Andy's parents are watching.
Andy's dad's a pastor. He can't hear this.
Okay. All right. He pleads the fifth.
Should we go around the table though? See what everyone else says?
I have never.
I have not. I've done acid. I have not done Molly.
Wow. Jack's done everything. All the above.
I don't even. Jack, have you ever even smoked weed?
I have.
Okay.
I have.
He
gets the easy question.
My parents are in the other room.
I see Clay in the comments. Allie and I finished The Sopranos tonight. I'd already seen it, but no spoilers. But Allie just right before this watched the last episode of The Sopranos. So yes, I finished it tonight, but it was my second time watching through.
Dude, watching The Sopranos is almost like mainlining a drug, dude. So good.
I have to imagine Allie tweeted about it. Otherwise, I don't know why Clay decided to ask whether or not I finished The Sopranos. Right?
Clay placed a chip in one of you guys, and he now kind of knows everything you guys do in your apartment now. All right, let's talk about the ultimate drug. Dapper dropping that stimmy in our accounts. Jack, I feel like you had been tweeting about Rake back for literally a year. Did you go? I mean, did you take your shirt off, pants off? How excited were you?
I fucking took all my shit and listed it and sold it because that was the original plan. Because obviously we knew there was going to be an influx of capital. And so I offloaded I wanted to sell my run it back set because I wasn't going to complete it. And I think a lot of the run it back moments were those bottlenecks to team sets, which they had been clear about that they were not going to be forever. So once I realized I wasn't going to be able to kind of maintain a run it back set or purchase the final moments for it, I just figured I'd dump. I still have some. I still have a KD. I still have a Giannis and my Knicks stuff. But I sold like the Nash. I sold one of my Durants. Yeah.
Oh, you sold a KD. That's a good sale.
Yeah. Yeah.
There were a couple of larger sales I saw. I saw like a Jason Tatum Cosmic went for like 48K or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. The Cosmic my KD went like 17K. I think a LeBron MGLE went.
Yeah, that one was mine.
Yeah, Andy's went.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Jack? I mean, Jack, you are famously illiquid, and now you are clearly very liquid. What are we doing with this newfound capital?
I think I'm going to withdraw it to my bank account. I am, as proven by my my rakeback or Roham gift, as people are calling it. I'm a net negative all time on Top Shot. So getting back some of my.
Are you seriously? I don't. Is your account?
What do you mean?
There's no way your account is down all time.
No, not
marketplace
down,
spend. Marketplace spend.
Okay.
Yeah, I have I think probably, I mean, including the moment I bought with my friends, I think my point is I've only taken $7,000 off the platform ever, which I I went to Phoenix for the finals with that money, and I've invested, way more than that. So it'll be nice to get back some of my original investment. But I'm holding on to my LeBron stuff, holding on to the Steph moment I have, my Quicklies, obviously. I mean, those are like, come on. But yeah, I've been pretty open about it. I'm pretty short-term bearish on Top Shot in general. I think the fact that they're still in beta says a lot. It's probably speaks to the larger NFT community, where if Top Shot's still in beta at this point in time, a lot of people's roadmaps that they're promising is going to take a while. So yeah, I'm not afraid to share that I'm kind of bearish on Top Shot. In the meantime, that doesn't mean I'm just dumping everything, but I did think it was a really good time to unload some stuff that I just had no interest in holding.
Mike, what was your take on the stimmy? How did you play it? Were you selling into the pump? I know the answer to that question, but how are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling good. I think I saw a few interesting posts, which I think is my take on it, which hopefully this does. The greater impact of this is probably restoring some confidence that Dapper will follow through on what they say they'll do rather than the actual cash infusion. I think it's not going to fundamentally change who is bearish and who's bullish on the platform. And if assuming all else equal, if things were trending down, they'll just pick up a little bit and then trend back down again. And this won't stop that. So I don't think it's going to be necessarily the sign of things to come, or this is going to be the turning point. But I do think it went a long way to hopefully showing that Dapper does go through with what they say they will, or at least sometimes they do. And I think that was the greatest impact for me. I don't think that the short-term kind of blip or infusion of cash is going to do much beyond just that. Maybe it'll move things up a few notches, but nothing too significant. I don't think it's going to spark a massive bull run or something.
I mean, even for me, I had legit, and this probably reflects poorly on me. I've never received a Top Shot sale email. Like I'm red dot gang. Like my last sales were pre emails, and even going in and listing stuff. I went and listed some of the stuff after this, knowing there was an influx of cash. And it was like a new experience for me. I hadn't done it in a long time. It does seem like it invigorated the market in both directions, just people interacting with the site again. Andy, how were you feeling? It sounds like you've been a little active post the stimmy.
Yeah, I mean, I generally have been kind of thinking about my collection and just like the stuff that I have where it's like, in 5 years, is anyone really going to care about this particular player's moments? And like, if not, I can use that money to pay taxes and finish paying for the house that Allie and I are buying, as opposed to, betting on this super long-term version of whatever this is. And so, yeah, I think in the short term, it's like Mike said, I think it's good to kind of have that just idea that Top Shot's still going to be experimenting, doing things that other people maybe thought they would never do. And I mean, like, the volume today, a few days later, is still up significantly. And granted, there were some larger pack drops today and stuff. I do think, like, it at least shows that they're doing more long-term thinking. And like, while I don't think that's shocking to any of us, it probably is to some amount of people who like were more bearish on just Dapper as a company executing on this stuff, as opposed to just normal market kind of what's going to happen in the market of Top Shot. Yeah, I think it is relatively not a huge deal. Probably keeps some amount of money inside of the ecosystem that wasn't there. Probably a lot of it is people bought stuff because they had to, and people who sold not reinvesting that money, which is fine. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. But yeah, I don't think it was anything insane, but I'm glad to see they actually did it.
Yeah, that was my take. Like, I felt, there was a lot of things that happened in that February and March pump with prices getting to unrealistic levels that set unrealistic expectations. And it did feel like, for better or worse, Top Shot needed some kind of grand gesture there to kind of, as just an act of good faith, even as a full-on PR move. And I am glad that they did this. And you can just see sentiment. I know lots of bears that were lining up for pack drops today. I know lots of bears that are lining up for some of these NFL drops. I'm telling, like, I feel embarrassed by this, but I have not felt inclined to line up for the NFL drops. I thought if you would have told me that 7 or 8 months ago, I'd have said, you're fucking crazy. I'll be first in line. But I just don't think, for me personally, like, they're good investments, and I don't need the high of ripping that pack right now at that price point where they're at in a closed beta. But I will just say, it seems like sentiment in general on the Dapper ecosystem, Topshot, is a little higher post this gesture, which isn't that the point?
Yeah, no, totally. And I think really at the end of the day, like, most of this is all driven by market cycles as much as people, like, you know, whether it's Topshot or any other part of NFTs and all of that, a lot of the price movement is driven just by market cycles and general sentiment of where you can make money. And like, it probably helps that most PFPs are generally down right now. And so those people aren't just going to stop wanting to do things. And maybe it means some amount go back and mess around with Topshot more. And maybe come the playoffs, if it's an exciting playoffs, people are getting back into it. And that's exciting. I wouldn't be shocked to see that happen. Because those people still all have accounts and all, you know, probably care about sports still. Yeah, agreed. I definitely have seen more positive sentiment recently.
Yeah, I think it was smart by them. I'm glad that they got that done. I'm glad that they didn't have like a long tease about it either. You know, just kind of the, you know, under promise, over deliver, the surprise there, and that shit works. Peter Jennings, welcome to the show. Happy holidays. How we doing, Pete?
I'm great, man. Actually, a great night. Just hanging out with the family and the baby. So Gracie just went down, doing everything I can, delegating to the wife, drinking wine with the family. So apologies for being late, but in a much better mood than last episode.
Yeah, Karen Warren had you on Megatill. Again, I can't believe that was a week ago.
I didn't know that happened last episode. I'll have to watch that.
You should watch that.
Full blown. I didn't even need to because you have Elon on your side who's going to troll her better than anything. So, anyways.
Oh my. Did you guys see Beanie's tweet subtweeting Jack and Elon, and then Jack from Twitter replied to it? Jack.
Yes.
Wait, Jack replied to Beanie?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did not see that.
Oh no, and you got to see what he wrote, Andy.
I can pull it up. Here.
The best marketing Beanie possibly could have gotten for GM Capital.
God. I love Beanie. What an idiot. I love him. And I say idiot in an appreciative way. I actually really do like him. And then a lot of people hate him. I would say I probably have a higher opinion of him than most.
I mean, here we go. So Beanie says the problem with Jack Dorsey and Elon Musk is that neither has built anything that's actually profitable. At the crux of it, they're just really good snake oil salesmen, stock promoters of the highest caliber. None of this is possible in Web3. This is why they're intimidated by it. Jack replies, asterisk GN Capital, just a full-on body bag ratio situation there.
Oh my God.
I will say, I mean, you know, we're in the DeFi streets, you know, yield farming. I mean, no one is a better engagement farmer than Beanie. The yield this guy gets on his tweets is just remarkable. It's
He's fantastic.
Really good. He's really, really good.
It's so good. Sometimes I see those tweets. I'm like, it's like guys like him and Darren Rovell. And I'm just like, I could never tweet something that would prompt that kind of visceral response from humans. It's incredible.
No,
it's
you tweeted the lazy lion.
I have ideas.
I like your answer under there.
Yeah,
Jeff,
I just wanted.
Yeah, you had a funny little tweet there.
Isn't it sad that I'm the only name in the world that will never have even the opportunity to have that username on Twitter? You know what I mean? It's unfortunate.
It's tough.
I'm so upset for you, Jack.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still alive, Andy. Like, who has at Andy on Twitter? Let's figure it out. How much would you pay?
Probably Andy Milanakis.
No. It's Andy.
Hey, Pete,
Andy
you want to
Dick?
get in a
The
bidding
guy who
war
hosts
for
the
this
Real
one?
Housewives, or like the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunions and stuff.
What'd you say?
That's implied.
I say, do you want to get in a bidding war for the handle
Andy
at
Cohen.
Pete?
That's a pretty good one. He's a Bitcoiner.
He's even, you know, retweeting middle IQ
active.
memes. Yeah, you love
Do you
it.
think half a Bitcoin gets it done?
I mean, it's actually interesting. His most recent retweet is the creation of absolute scarcity is itself absolutely scarce. It can only happen once. That sounds to me like a guy who's not fucking partying.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
his
that's
youth.
that in
That seems
hands.
pretty bad for us. What about at Peter?
All right, let's go. Right there. I'm always terrified when I do screen shares on Twitter that everyone's going to see how many people I have muted on here when I pull stuff up. Peter Berg.
Yeah, this one seems more troublesome.
Yeah, he says his pin tweet, if the grass is greener on the other side, try watering your own lawn. That literally means fuck off. Don't ask me for my handle.
No chance.
Yeah,
right,
what do
you want, Mike?
Previously led Visa Ventures.
Yeah, let's try Mike.
What's the net worth of Peter Berg? I'm guessing around 100 mil.
All right, Mike, this is attainable, dude. This is fucking attainable. Mike Michonne here, confusing people intending to reply to other Mikes since 2006. Thought leader on cats and cat technology.
All right.
He
First
runs
of all,
teams at Google.
This guy's
You're
whole
fucked.
identity, his whole identity is confusing people replying to other mics.
You're fucked, dude. He runs teams at Google. You're done. You're done.
All right.
He's not giving it up.
What about Michael? I see Michael on the right side there.
All right, let's see, Michael. This looks attainable. Epistemic, Trespasser, JB Smooth, Marquis Smith, Learning Manx. I mean, this guy.
What is that location? Where is that?
Types of headaches when MBL slides into your DMs offering to buy your Twitter account. Is that Shiv Roy? Okay, yeah, good luck. All of these guys seem like cool Web3 hepcats who aren't giving away their handles.
Yeah, no
I
chance.
don't know what to say, guys.
So, but still, I have the worst odds, right?
Yeah, you're fucked.
I guess, yeah.
You're fucked.
Cooper Kupp scored again, by the way.
Again?
Yeah, he's got 2
Times
touchdowns.
2?
But the
That's all this
underdog
guy
app
does.
is broken. I'm trying to check my best ball placement. Jennings, did you advance at all?
Dude, I had a boatload of. I mean, I got like 8 or 9 big dogs. I'm toast though. I had Lockett in all these teams.
Yeah.
Jennings is too rich now to give a shit about best ball.
No, I was losing my ass in DFS, and it's always bad in DFS when you're, it's like nearing the end of the 1 o'clock games. Maybe you have a little bit at the end of the 2 p.m. Or 4 Eastern games. When you start checking your underdog teams in the middle of a Sunday, it's bad news.
Oh, it's
really
real bad.
It's real bad.
And I mean, this shit has been brutal. It's like we're now facing territory. It's like, okay, you drafted Travis Kelce, great pick, rips off this massive week in week 15. Now he might not even play in week 16. And that's just like this season in a microcosm. I mean, it's fucking threading and insane.
It's even been hard for the weekly ones. Like this last week of doing drafts, and it's just like, who the hell am I drafting right now?
Yeah. Tyler Huntley, hopefully.
I did one of the ones for tonight, and it's like a 4-person, and I don't even know the name of the Washington football team's quarterback that I had to
Garrett
pick.
Gilbert.
He's a legend.
On his name.
I'm rocking Garrett Gilbert.
Be nice.
He's
a Texas legend.
So I feel like we had 4 or 5 different Top Shot drops today. I think a couple of them were the same drop with different cues. Did anyone line up for these? Did anyone get a pack NBL? I saw some of your tweets. You were mad at the flippers and the challenge rent seekers. How we feeling?
No. I'm not mad. I'm never mad at the people taking advantage of incentives. Just about the people who are offering the incentives. I think it makes what I was discussing today, which is something that's come up before, but I think on this particular drop is more of an issue. So the Deck the Hoops edition or moments are only 55 in terms of edition size. And so they're obviously very scarce. Some people keep packs closed. Top Shot holds some pack backs. Dapper holds some packs back. And so for those who want to complete the challenge, first of all, there's not much supply for them. Second of all, if you don't want to complete the challenge, this is my greater point today, your incentive is very much to sell as soon as you open your pack, because there is a challenge pump right after these sets drop. And so it's kind of a weird dynamic where the platform's trying to encourage you to collect and basically want to own and hold these moments. But for the huge majority of people who don't want to complete challenges, their optimal play is to open their pack and immediately sell their moment. And so it's kind of a strange incentive system. And so my suggestion is we just kind of do away with these set-based challenges and maybe focus on the showcase challenges or flash challenges or whatever else they want to do. But these set-based challenges are just such a weird dynamic where it's you basically have to sell unless you want to drop a lot of money on completing the challenge. And so it was more of a comment on that being a strange and kind of perverse incentive for a collecting-based platform.
I think that makes sense.
Jack, did you have any interest in these challenges, in any of the specific moments? I did see that Dwayne Wade was trading at a pretty high floor earlier.
Yeah.
Yes. So when did they announce the LeBron challenge?
I don't know if they've actually announced it, but you can see, I think there are going to be 2 rewards tied to this set. One of them is LeBron and one of them's, I don't know who else. And so
I saw someone saying like there's only going to be 13 LeBrons.
Yeah, because I mean, the maximum there would be is 55. And that's assuming that there was perfect distribution of all the moments, which there won't be because Topshot or Dapper keeps some of the packs. Some of the packs will stay unopened. Some people will just open one and just keep theirs. So, and it's super expensive to complete. So, I don't know, 13 seems a little bit low, but it'll be a very low number, which is, I don't know, makes for kind of strange dynamics. And Dapper initially in Series 1 had minimum challenge rewards where basically even if only 17 people completed one of them, they would still mint 25 to keep edition sizes within a normal range. And like it's possible we see that these rewards have, I don't know, like you said, 13 edition size, which is, I don't know, small. Maybe that's just the nature of the platform.
That's the smallest on the platform.
Yeah, that'd be the smallest by a long shot.
Does that trigger you that they're not Series 1?
No, it does not.
Would you have interest in owning them? Like, would you trade any of your moments to get like a LeBron to 13?
13's pushing it. I've actually had the conversation with, I think Giannis's hollow icon from Series 2 is lower than any Series 1. I think than any Series 1 normal edition. I think some of the hollow rewards are lower than that, but it's very, very scarce, like the 4th scarcest. And so people have asked me before, do you care that it's that scarce? And I think that level of scarcity is something that can be overcome. Just as an example, this LeBron, if there's only 13 of those, smashes the 40 edition size Giannis out of the water. You can't get that much smaller than 13 for LeBron. So maybe that level of scarcity, I start caring about it. But scarcity alone in a vacuum, I don't care that much about, just because I don't know what Dapper's plans are and how scarce things will be going forward and how hard challenges will be. And will there be an edition size of 5, 7, 9, and 11? And then 13 is no longer the scarcest legendary. And so what is it at that point? I like there to be a story.
Yeah.
You know,
both don't like Deck the Hoops, right, Andy and Mike? I feel like you got, not like you absolutely hate the holidays and you're the Grinch, but like I feel like I've heard you guys say, because it was like I don't know, remind me if I was wrong or.
No, yeah, I just don't really care for the like thematic sets in general. Yeah. I don't find those incredibly interesting personally.
I tend to agree with that. What I don't like about this one specifically is I kind of think the throwback moments are becoming more prominent and more common than I would have ever expected them to be. I kind of thought it would be more like regular sports cards where occasionally they'll throw in some like 2021 minted Larry Bird card or whatever it is that doesn't really mean anything. It's kind of just fun. You found a Larry Bird, but it doesn't count for much. And they're really leaning into the throwback modes, which I get. There's a lot of NBA history behind us, and you can't really catch up to that by only going forward. But I'm surprised they did a drop like this in the middle of a season. Before, it had been kind of after finals had finished or during the off season, we'll do throwbacks, but otherwise we'll do current game relevant packs. And so, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a fun set. It's interesting. There are fun plays in it. There are fun players in it. But I kind of like the idea of throwback moments being more special than they seem to be now.
It's funny because I'm feeling the opposite right now about the all day stuff, where I'm like, I don't give a shit about the week 13 stuff. I know like the Tom Brady passing record, I think that one might age well, but for the most part, I'm like, I'm waiting for run it back NFL stuff that might actually hold, its significance over a longer term horizon. Like I'm just not feeling confident that a week 13, even George Kittle moment or something is going to be worth anything in 6 months. And so it's just kind of funny how those dynamics work and how tricky it is from a collector standpoint, what can, captivate people's attention at the time.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's helpful when there's something to grab onto. People were saying that they thought these NFL moments were debut moments and they would maybe get a badge equivalent to what's on the NBA platform, and now they're not getting that. It sounds like they were previously minted moments, and so people were upset about that, because I think generally people agree with what you said, where it's a kind of random week 13 moment, who cares? But if it's a debut moment or something that has something attached to it, then I think that's more interesting. And I don't mind the throwback moments. I just thought they would be kind of more special and less frequent, maybe like one drop a year or something. And now we've had Archive and Run It Back and Deck the Hoops. And this is Deck the Hoops in the middle of a regular season. And it just seemed a little bit out of place. I like the set. Actually, I think it's interesting plays and players again. And then to Andy's point, we both kind of have agreed from the beginning. We like the kind of core sets, and some of the other ones are a little bit gimmicky or off the beaten path. And like, I don't know, some people like that. I've never been too huge into throwdowns and with the strip and the other.
It's interesting in the traditional card market. There's certain sets. I mean, partially because I think Gary Vee pumped it, not intentionally, but it just became a thing. But like Kaboom, which is a Panini brand, which has really cool kind of art on their cards, became like this major, essentially thematic set. There's other situations like that. I don't think we've ever seen, I guess Deck the Hoops is the closest on Top Shot to taking off. But yeah, it's basically all been base, common, metallic, and then obviously legendary. So we'll see over time how that develops. I still think I think New York, LA is such an interesting set, but I don't think there's any good players in the set, right?
Kawhi's in there. I think that's that's the big winner in there, I think. Yeah.
Right. So I think that's probably part of, if he's the main guy in it, he's not that exciting, obviously. But I think that's just like a cool set. Lace them up. I never understood what that set was. Like it doesn't highlight the shoes, does it?
No. It's actually along the lines of where you're going with this. I think they're doing a much better job now of being thoughtful and purposeful about the moments that they choose. And so I could see myself taking more to a throwdown set when it's like epic throwdown dunks. But like in Series 1, the throwdown set, like the dunks are like, okay, they're not meaningful or memorable dunks, and so it kind of felt like a silly thing. And I think they had far fewer plays to pick from in Series 1 because it was the COVID season, and the season was cut down, and there were a bunch of bubble moments. It was kind of a weird year. But now it seems like Austin Kent, if you follow his Twitter, he provides a lot of commentary on the moment choices, and they seem to be a lot more thoughtful about it. So I think that helps the kind of off the beaten path sets a little bit.
Peter, when was the
I have a question for Peter.
Go ahead, Jack.
Peter, is Charlie Woods the coolest kid on the face of the earth currently?
Probably. I mean, his dad is one of the coolest guys, and he's somehow filling those shoes in a lot of ways so far. I mean, he's 12 years old, but who else would be in the conversation?
I just Googled Charlie Woods. I now know.
You don't know who Charlie Wood? Oh my god. Do you watch golf at all?
I mean, occasionally if Pete tweets about it and I'm like, oh shit, you gotta turn this on.
Would you beat Charlie?
We were actually just talking about that, Jack. I don't think so.
Because I said
no, other people said yes.
Like, obviously, the way the media portrays him, he's the best golfer on the face of the earth right now. But I saw something that he just recently finished like 8th in his under 13 group that he played in. Now, that could be the best 13-year-olds in the entire world. I don't know. But I'm curious, like, how good. I mean, he was eagling holes, right? Like, straight up by himself.
Yeah, from short distances.
Right.
I mean, he's definitely very good. And yeah, I mean, I'm a 5 some index, and that's kind of what it seems like he would be if you play from longer distances, because he still doesn't hit quite that far yet. But I mean, he's going to. We were just literally just talking about it, which is hilarious.
Would you? I mean, I saw. I think it was like Ladbrokes or one of the UK books. They're offering 10-1 before he's 30 to win a major.
I mean, imagine making that bet and locking up your money for 20
Yeah,
years.
no, obviously that's.
Hey, shout out Underdog Fantasy. Continue to play best ball. Go ahead.
There's a difference
but that's
between
not
locking it up for an NFL season in 20
year.
years.
What are the truest odds you would take that wager at, assuming you're not worried about how long?
I mean, I would bet against him to win a major just at this point, even though I think he's, I mean, I'm ecstatic about Charlie Woods, but like winning a major is like, he has to ascend to being one of the top 50, 100 golfers in the world. And that is not a easy task. Like if you look,
read the Action article about how Rory's dad bet it.
I've seen that article before.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
imagine fudding children, Peter, with so much promise. I mean,
I'm the biggest Charlie Woods fan. I think he's great. I mean,
you're the biggest Charlie Woods fan. To prove it,
I love Charlie. I mean, I do. I mean, I've actually seen Charlie, and I mean, I'm.
It's his golf buddy's son. Of course, he supports him.
Yeah. I just like in terms of like the odds. Like, I think if you ask that question to Tiger would probably say no. Like, that's such a like. I don't know. Maybe he wouldn't, but like, what are the odds that like Bronny James is like one of the top, like is an all-star or something like that? Like,
yeah, I wouldn't bet on that.
Winning a major is so freaking hard. Like there's plenty of like amazing golfers who have not made it. And then my big thing is if you look at the like Korn Ferry Tour and like the next level golfers, like the top 1,000 golfers, there's not a huge delta between like the 1,000th golfer and like the 30th golfer. And it's very, very hard. You have to have a lot of things go your way. And maybe he gets a couple breaks, but like almost all of the PGA Tour stuff, the major stuff is like completely merit based. Like he's not going to just like randomly get invited to like these things. So he has to become
I feel like he will. Not like he'll have to be good enough, but he'll obviously get the invite. Right?
He'll get invites to PGA Tour events, not majors. Majors, you have to earn your way in.
Right.
Yeah,
he's
12. He's not winning a major.
I mean, I hope he does. How amazing would it be? I mean, he's definitely drawing very live. He's an incredible golfer for his age. He's got all the. I mean, he's gonna have all the resources to get there.
Yeah, I was gonna say for all the like child prodigies, would golf be one of the sports actually most likely to become like?
No,
what, you know they kind of.
Did you know how many rich people? You know how many people who are just like have like made it big, dedicate their whole lives to like their kids becoming like elite golfers, and they become good golfers. But there's a huge difference between being a PGA Tour major.
But I'm saying like versus
major
a basketball prodigy.
I'll say basketball's more likely because body type matters so much more, and that's genetic. And I'm assuming you're coming from a tall, athletic person if you're the son of a basketball player.
So hard. I mean.
I don't know.
Pick anyone. Pick like if you okay, like let's take it. If you said, okay, who's the number one kid in the whole world who's 14 years or older? Will that person win a major? The answer is probably no.
Will anyone give me a 1,000 to 1? I'll Venmo you 100.
Yeah, I would bet Charlie. I bet Charlie at like 10 to 1 probably.
20 to 1 maybe. Offering.
All right, that's bullish.
Yeah, I think, dude, listen, he's got an amazing game and he's got all the resources, and I think he's really well. It's hard. It's really, 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 really hard. Like a guy that I know, this guy, Cherry Creek, James Love, played on the Canadian Tour, unbelievable player, has played in U.S. Opens. He's never been able to get onto like the PGA Tour, and he's the most unbelievable golfer I've ever seen, like in person. I mean, there's playing with Tiger or whatever. There's PGA Tour players that are same level. Like it's hard to discern the difference.
Only Peter Jennings can say playing with Tiger or whatever.
But you can't tell the difference. This guy's so freaking good. He shoots 65 every time I see him play. It's incredible. And he's not good enough to be on the PGA Tour. I wasn't trying to. It's hard to discern the 1,000th best golfer to the 30th best golfer. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. How much do you bet with this guy on the course? The 65?
No. I bet with other guys who are a little worse than him, but yeah, he's not really in the gambling crew. He's too good too. Like he would have. I mean, he would be frustrated because he has to give a zillion shots.
Right.
Yeah. Andy, let's do a NFT corner. Anything catching your eye these days, or you just kind of head down in build-or mode?
I've been mostly still spending my time messing around with like DeFi Kingdoms, and so I'm sure there's people in the chat who are excited about that.
You a jewel holder? Big jewel guy?
I've got some jewel bags.
I know.
What are your
I've been
pools?
farming.
What gardens are you in, Andy?
Peter, this is gonna make you very excited. I'm in the Jewel Luna and the Jewel Avalanche.
Oh, you
It's my first
finally
ever
came
time
around
owning
the Luna.
Is on DeFi Kingdoms.
Can we just top Luna for a while? Can we
It's
just
insane.
ditch all these questions and just? I mean, what is Luna trading at right now? Is it 90?
$90.
I'm seeing 92.07 on my screen right now.
Oh,
Pete,
pump
are
my
you in
bag.
DeFi Kingdom yet?
Sadly, I'm like so small, and within the last couple of days, which is really embarrassing because the sharpest people I know were touting it. Some big whales got in maybe like a week ago ish, and I did not. I didn't move fast enough.
I got to give a shout out. So the other night, I can't remember. It must have been, I don't know, a few nights ago. Club MGMI, the guys from the Deposit Kingdom Discord, they have their show. They've expanded a second show where they do DeFi Kingdom shows once a week. Harala Bob checked in on their show. He posted a screenshot of the Club MGMI guys talking about heroes and summons and whatever other things they're doing down there. So Harala Bob is in. I believe he has he's overinvested by a lot from what I can tell. But Andy, it sounds like
that's what we were referencing right there. We weren't trying to out the guy. I mean,
he's fucking been tweeting about it. What do you mean out the guy?
I mean, he moved the markets. I mean, that's the guy that Andy, how long have you been in DeFi Kingdom?
A couple weeks.
Yeah. Imagine missing DeFi Kingdom.
I got it. I was lucky. I bought the dip when it went down to like $6. I didn't catch the bottom of it, but I bought it when it was down at like 6 or 7.
Pete,
when it moves over to Avalanche, we are big believers, I think.
The APR is 624% in the Jewel 1 pool right now, Pete. You didn't miss it.
I mean, yeah. What do you, Andy? What are your thoughts on the Avalanche migration, or Avalanche as a supportive chain for the DeFi Kingdoms ecosystem?
I don't have super strong feelings. I guess my larger feelings on DeFi Kingdoms is that the actual game and like questing stuff is completely irrelevant. The most valuable thing they can do is make a gamified version of all the different like DeFi applications. And like that is incredibly valuable because I think that what we're realizing is that people just like to play games. And so when you can make your finance stuff also feel like a game, that's really valuable. And so I think it'll be really good. I think it'll do really well. I think they could take like a pretty large market share of DeFi on Avalanche because they're basically Trader Joe's the only really legitimate thing that's on there right now. So I mean, in general, I think it's all pretty bullish.
Yeah, I haven't messed with. I watch the guys in there, and they're having sex with their heroes and all of this stuff, and there's agility scores and summons, and it's very intimidating to me. But I am feeling very comfy in some of the garden pools. It's very fun to go in there and compound and similar to, I remember Andy, when we did our sushi swap tutorial and doing some of the Matic stuff, and it did like, it wasn't as fun as being in the DeFi Kingdom stuff, going to the seed box and the druids and all that. I mean, the fact of gamifying it has made it pretty fun.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just really smart. I think that like a lot of different, other projects could learn from this as far as just like, how do I make it more fun to interact with the things that people are going to be doing? It's something that I've been thinking about a lot, even like with fractional. Like I just think it's really, really smart. And obviously they're executing on it very well. Not to say that they aren't doing a good job and it's just a fun idea. But Yeah, it's super interesting. I want to figure out the questing and stuff. My problem is I always want to like min max that kind of thing. I just don't have the time to dive in. So it's like I want to buy a hero and start doing that, but I'm like, I need to buy the best hero. I need to buy the one that's gonna get me the best return, and I just haven't had the time to really dive in and figure out what that is.
What kind of stuff are you thinking about with regards to fractional on that level of kind of making that jump to where it's more palatable for more people?
I think really, like, for me, what is really compelling about it is just making it more fun. And I don't really know what that part of it is. I don't really know what that means for fractional in particular, or what that means for any random app. But just like going to the market to trade and different little things that are silly, but I think actually matter. And I don't know how that explicitly translate to other things, but I think in general, just like making things more fun is super, super beneficial.
Yeah. And I remember, I think it was the party bid, right? Around the zombie punk. That was the last, I remember that feeling like that excitement level for people was big, and how to kind of capture those kind of moments. I think stuff like that it would be big.
Yeah, agreed.
We do have a spaces scheduled here in about 10 minutes. Jack, how are we feeling about Jackie Pax over here?
I'm excited. I was hoping Cooper Kupp would catch a third touchdown, but it looks like I'm gonna have no big dogs advance, and I'm gonna have only 2 BBMs make it to the next round, and one of them is as dead could be, with a Matt Ryan, Mac Jones, Calvin Ridley, James White stack. So not excited over here, but would love to rip some packs.
All right, let's do it. This is what we do. Jack has been holding out on us, and now we rip. Yo, 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 what up? It's DJ Pete Overzet. Welcome to the club. We didn't think things were going to get popping tonight, but it's about to get lit. Behind door number 2, it's a 3-pointer. 13-25, Kevin Durant.
Let's go.
We're going to get a LaMelo. We're going to get a Luka. We're going to get a LeBron. Victory reveal. Let's go. God damn it. I don't need another layup. To the window. To the wall. The De'Aaron Fox stripped down my ball. 293 assists. 293. Everybody get their drinks. Let's get a cheers tonight before we open up these 9 packs. All right, cheers, cheers. Where did Jack go? Oh, here's Jack.
It was moving slowly, so I just been refreshed.
All right, so tell the people what you're ripping here.
So let's see what the vibes are, honestly. Hashtag vibes, exclamation point.
Dude, the vibes are so good right now.
But I have an MGLE pack, so we'll start there.
All right, let's start there. Yeah, I lined up for I can't remember which one it was. I think it was the MGLE. I missed by about 60 spots, I think. So congratulations to you, Jack.
Thank you. Look at my collector score dropping quickly. Emmanuel quickly.
Not a true collector. Tax harvester score looking good though.
The harvestor.
Harvestor.
Get rid of that read more button. It's just tilting me so hard.
You don't want to read more?
No, I don't. I want to vibe with my friends.
I don't want to read at all.
You just want to reveal.
Yeah, I don't want to read at all. I want to reveal all.
That's a good cereal. Do we have to watch it?
60,000.
No,
I haven't seen any of these, so I'm open to it, but
I'm not as open to it.
I'm going to keep the moment playing until Pete can pronounce his name.
Jacob Podol, Jacob Poetel, Jacob Poltel, Jacob Podol, Jacob Pol. The TL is silent. Jacob Poletti, Jacob Polti. see a.
Oh,
Did I
it
get
did it without. No, I believe it's hurdle.
Seriously?
Is it Purtle or Hurdle? I think it's with an H.
I think it's
You
Turtle.
can't ask me a quiz and you don't even know what the fuck it is.
I thought it's Purtle. It's Hurdle?
For some reason, I thought it was Hurdle, but.
I'm pretty sure it's Jakob Hurdle.
Oh, so like I hear Jakob Hurdle, but it's Jakob Hurdle.
Yeah, I think Ricky's got it. Yeah, and Andy. Yeah.
It sounds like when I buy one of Carlini's NFTs, I
Yeah.
got the purr. Yeah. All right.
All right, Pete, you're up again.
This is Davies Batons. Davies.
I think this might be the only
Perkins.
shot he's made this year. Very nice. All right, we'll save the MGLE. Daniel Gaffer.
No, Gaffard.
Nice dunk.
Akogi. Okay, go.
He kind of got his
Josh,
ankles
there you go.
broken, but good recovery there. Very nice for the win.
He's been playing pretty well.
Yeah,
I think I have
Cavs
some of
are
his
the
rookie
fun,
moments.
the fun guys of the league this year. What am I looking for here in this little blue guy?
You tell me, Jackie Pax.
LeBron.
I have no idea.
Labrisius?
Yeah, Lambresius.
Labrisius Jamesius. Beef stew? Hey!
Yes, beef
Yeah.
stew.
Like, why is this
If you-
moment not hit?
Look, if you can't get a Labrisius, you might as well get the man willing
Yeah,
to
get
step
beef
to him.
stew.
Right. All right, let me check the vibes in the chat as I was on the
Check the
other.
vibes, dude.
How are the vibes? Like, what are we thinking? You know, it's been a year. Deck the Hoops is out. I'm kind of tired of just it sitting there. Some of the more important thought leaders believe that we shouldn't just hold on to packs and that we should just rip them. Honestly, reveal
Who are
all.
those thought leaders?
Andrew he's a big believer. So I'm down to do it. I will say that, you know, our good friend Peter Jennings promised we could open this with Mark Cuban, and we've stooped to this motley crew. But I'm excited to rip it open.
Yeah,
And when I pull the Luca, maybe I'll just sell it to Mark.
Pete's been promising Mark Cuban on this show for about a year and a half, and we haven't even been doing this show for a year. What's up?
Yeah, I was gonna say I agree that I've been promising Cuban, but a year and a half. I mean,
Win
Ten
Cuban.
months.
We don't have to talk about Top Shot. We can talk about whatever. Shoot the shit. We talk about what kind of steak.
Cuban was DMing me and very interested in this stuff for a stretch of time. Haven't heard from Mark recently.
Ever since he got rugged by Titan. I'll never forget that.
I haven't
Wait,
heard
what did
from
Titan
Cuban on
do?
the. I haven't heard anything recently.
I'm still holding my Maxi Cleavers, so let me know, you know, when those might turn green.
The Maxi Cleaver giveaway when Cuban comes on is going to be lit.
All right,
come on.
should we do it? I'm ready for it.
You want to do
We
it,
need to
Jack?
get him amped. We need to. Maybe I'll send him. I'll reach out to Bales to write a really cool article about Top Shot and.
No,
we'll
Pete.
get
This is what
Cuban.
you tell him. Say we're going to rail against Karen Warren. We're going to talk about how entrepreneurs and builders are being silenced. by the
No, I'm not
mainstream
talking
media.
about Warren again. Don't even tempt me.
Jack, are you going to open this pack?
I'm down. I just the reason it's bothering me is because I'm like 95% sure I have the LeBron cereal, and it's gonna make
Why?
for an epic moment, and it's gonna go in all your end of year clips. It's gonna go into the intro. Why? It's just that you ever get that feeling when you're on Molly and it's just tingling. You know what I mean, Mike?
Mike, we haven't heard from you in a while, Mike. What are you over there? You still on vacation mode? You still in Anguilla
I'm
over there?
scheming. I'm moving money around. It's the end of the year. It's a busy time.
Well, hey, tell us
Out
where
of
you
the
moving this
vault.
money.
Well, we can just look. Everything is on the blockchain, you know.
Yeah, check it out. and I'm looking at Andy's engagement farming CryptoPunk sale tweet.
Oh, what did Andy write?
It got me for a second. Well, just take a look.
Are we
Browse
talking
Twitter.
Bored Apes in the spaces?
Andy is now CryptoPunk's
Oh my god! Oh, he is down tremendously pulling that out. Wow.
Overzet, act like you're in the space a little bit. Why don't you follow Seed Phrase? Why don't you follow Richard?
Oh, this guy that fucking said he wouldn't sell his punk for $100 billion.
Right, fine. At least get
that fucking guy.
At least get Seed Phrase.
Sorry, bud. Your brand fucking isn't worth that
My
much.
headphones died. I can't hear anything right now.
Bored Apes, Series 2.
This is why I said I don't like doing Twitter screen shares, because all my loose ends on Twitter get exposed. All right, Jack.
All right, let's do it. All right, so I don't have a chandelier because I feel like that's a chandelier moment. But if I pull the 23, that would be exciting.
It would, Jack. I will get up for it, just so it can make the year-end clips.
Okay. Cool.
I got something good for us, guys. I got a new project after this. We're talking a 20 ETH plus floor that none of you guys have heard of.
The entry point costs 20 ETH? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, that's the floor.
I've
never heard of.
You've always been a man
like
of the
early.
people. Yeah.
It
sounds like we're really
I'm telling you, I don't own any bags, but I'm shopping.
Pete,
Not really,
hang on real quick. Pete, if Bored Apes flip CryptoPunks, are you changing your profile picture?
No.
Why not?
I'm not. I got a Bored Ape though. I'm
No, I know.
not
that's
as
why
comfy as I
asked.
once was with my punks bag, but I listen.
Be an ape, Pete.
There's a lot of selling pressure across the board right now. Other than this one project that I'm about to tout and just go, it's going to go to the moon. I got
Pete,
something huge for you guys.
Are you going to save this for the spaces?
Sure.
All right.
Although it'd
there
be
it
cool
is.
with the screen share. It'd be cool with the screen share because you guys. I first found out about this actually yesterday. Yeah, 20. I think the floor is like 21 ETH.
It sounds like a very relatable project for everyone.
You want to just look at it now before we go over?
Go for it.
Go to OpenSea.
Go for it.
Who's heard of the Bong Bears? Anyone long Bong Bears?
I know. I think I might know what those are.
Open up OpenSea. I mean, we're talking about if you want hope. Here's where
this is like
still
this
going
could
great.
do better than Ether Rocks, is what you're saying.
I mean, the Bong Bears are pushing on the rocks.
Bong Bears.
Look at this. Pull it up.
I'm
Pull it
pulling
up.
it up. I'm working on it. Oh my god.
Can we party bid a floor Bong Bear tonight?
What the
Wow. 21 to 24. This has happened in 24 hours. I mean, I don't see how you don't buy Bong Bear number 18 for 24.
Where did the Andy?
So
I
I
can't
do know
trust
what these
Pete
are.
right now. What are they?
I mean, these are really solid.
The
I mean,
volume.
this is premier.
So,
Oh,
I have a friend who is friends with the creator of these, and they reached out to me forever ago, and they were like, "How do I help them publicize their project?" And I was like, "Man, I don't know." And that was really the end of that conversation.
What? How does it have this floor?
Oh, there's only 100 of them.
Mine seems very reasonable. I mean, look at the art.
There's only 100. This makes sense.
I mean, how good is life when you're a bear and you got a pipe or a joint in your hand and you got a bong right next to you? I mean, we're talking about high. Like, there's like that 96 looks like Snoop Dogg or something. That's sick.
Pete, sell your Bored Ape and buy 2 Bong Bears.
I could sell my punk and buy some Bong Bears.
How did this happen? I've literally never heard of these.
There's an NFT trivia game. We had a holiday party at Lucky Trader, and I had a moment of glory and a moment of complete embarrassment. I got dead last in the NFT trivia game, but I won the poker tournament. So that was basically what happened. But these, which has the highest floor out of these things? They showed a Bong Bear and some other ones, and I didn't recognize the greatness in these Bong Bears. I mean, this is 24.2. That's strong.
What about Fong fairs? Do you think we could get rich if we just flipped them over?
Flip 'em.
I'm a little worried about the activity. Not much movement in the past.
No, that's
There's
diamond hands,
hands,
Pete. Yeah. You're mistaking that. You're mistaking that.
I'm not trying to shit on it for real. But I was like, you start going through some of these assets, and like it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's nervous about the 107 dislikes on this YouTube video.
No, it's not about
Discord.
I don't know
Do they
anything
have a
about
Discord?
it.
Do we know?
Pete, what would you rather have? 25 lazy lions or 1 Bong Bear?
Oh, the Bong Bear for sure. I mean, come on. The Bong Bear. I mean, it seems like they got something going on. And Andy, you have any other contacts on this?
I won't dox who the friend was who reached out to me. It's a relatively well-known person, but I do not know who the creator is or really anything outside of that.
I mean, that's a pretty impressive thing that they've held up so well. Or maybe there's just not any.
Pete, do you own one? I normally don't see you pumping something this hard unless you actually own one of these.
I 100% don't own a Bong Bear. I was blown away yesterday that this existed.
Are these actually trading at this level?
No,
I mean,
Mike.
Hold that up, Mike.
What?
Do your 50
They're manipulating
hours
the floor, bud. That's kind of the joke here.
No, I'm asking, has anyone, I see a few of them have traded 10, 12. Is that all just buddies?
What?
Wait,
There's a 15 sale. Number 9.
That's what I'm asking.
yeah, I guess someone is. This feels like money laundering.
I agree. But is it?
Wait, I want to give credit to Andy. Someone just made a 200 ETH bid on an alien.
That was on me.
Yeah, someone must have seen your tweet and thought, "Oh, they're just giving away aliens tonight."
That will be. I do want to talk about that though on the spaces. It's just
we're gonna do that on the spaces. Jack's gonna rip his pack. We're gonna head over to the space. Let's go, Jack.
Come on, Lemesius, Jamesius.
If
Do we know the
anyone
tunes
deserves it, it's you, buddy.
it's gotta be. Do we know the tunes?
Oh,
I kind of figured there'd be a. Ooh, wait, it's. What's the other blue? Do we know? Oh,
that's the legendary. Yeah, the blues are what MGLE. I don't know what they are. They're something.
So pretty. All right, do this thing. Oh, I got more. Oh, wow. Very excited. All right,
When did you get this pack, Jack?
Ooh, Sam Merrill. And now I've held this
Good
Sam
cereal.
Merrill through his championship days. Just for everyone. If I'd opened this a year ago, he wouldn't have had that bad. Competitive basketball game, too. Giving the team a record-setting 28 triples in a game. Ooh, I like the little turn of the music there. All right. That's a pretty one. John Collins.
Dude, I feel like I'm at Mike's Beach Club in Anguilla right now with these Balearic vibes.
Rolling face. Bruno.
Bruno Fernando. Ultimate punchline. He passed Ish Smith. Bruno Fernando is now my go-to top shot joke after Ish Smith.
Why don't you like Bruno? KD?
No.
KD!
I like Bruno.
oh,
To 7,500.
Oh, nice.
That's like the best common series 2 moment, right? Or the LeBron no luck 3.
LaMelo, probably.
Oh yeah,
Wiseman.
there you go. That's pretty good pass.
Never, Leonardo. Never. I'll never fucking mute the music.
Love it. All right, here we go.
Ooh. James Lillard.
Good
Let's
cereal
go.
as well.
Great cereal. That's a 3
Back when
point.
Dame was still good.
Hey, relax. Yeah, he'll be back. All right, I think we're on to our MGLEs. All right, wish me luck, lads.
It's all due.
Oh,
Ja Morant.
Nice.
Good basketball
It's a cool
player.
play. Yeah,
I
yeah.
really like this
Pete
player.
Pump?
Yeah.
Can we get a Pete fist pump? It's his favorite player on Top Shot.
That is a cool play.
He's too busy checking out the Bong.
Yeah,
They're talking about Jewel in our another chat. I mean, I'm interested in that.
Oh,
pretty sick.
Oh, let's go. Yeah.
Wiggins is trending though. That John Morant's sick.
Draft day, A. Wiggins. I can't believe he's 25 in this clip, which means he's like probably 26 today. He's still only 26 years old,
That's crazy.
right? He's been in the league for 8 or 9 years, 7
Is this
years.
your last moment?
No, I guess. Hey, there he is.
Derrick Rose.
That's pretty cool. I've never seen that before.
Such a good play.
Yeah. Who shoots the ball? DeLon Wright.
All right,
Okay.
one more. All right,
No, this is
after
it. This is it.
This is the walk-off
That was a
moment.
sick back,
Over
right?
his faces.
Great. I think this is a great back. We got Wiseman. We got
Go Jack.
Beanie. But it's only gonna be sick if it's with a Lakers logo. If it's a Heat logo, I'll be pissed.